Today's topic of discussion is gender sensitization. Gender sensitization is a basic requirement to understand the sensitive needs of a particular gender. It helps us to examine our personal attributes, attitudes, and beliefs and question the realities that we thought we know. The need for this sensitivity has been felt and realized through times immemorial and in almost all kinds of human existence across the globe. Recent discourses focus upon the need to sensitize gender issues on campus as many believe that education is the catalyst for change. Educational spaces instill thought and make one have a perception that they believe. But before going into detail on gender sensitization, let us first understand the concepts of sex and gender. The term sex and gender is used by academicians, researchers, and feminist writers to make a distinction between the biologically different male and female and between the socially different man and woman. Feminist sociologists suggest that there is a need to understand and distinguish between the two terms of sex and gender in academic discourses and writings. The term sex refers to the biological and physiological differences between male and female. The term sex is a physical differentiation between the biological male and the biological female. When an infant is born, the infant comes to be labeled as a boy or a girl depending on their sex. The genital differences between the male and the female is the basis of such categorization. There is a biological difference between the sexes, and most people are born as one sex or the other. It has been also argued that having been born into one sex or another makes the individuals to get socialized according to their specific gender expectations and roles. The biological males learn to take on masculine roles. They are socialized to think and act in masculine ways. On the other hand, biological females learn to take on feminine roles. They are socialized to think and behave in feminine ways. Next comes the term of gender. The concept of gender in feminist writings and other sociological discourses became popular in the early 1970s. Gender explains the differences between men and women in social terms as man and as woman, along with what a man can do or what a woman can or cannot do. Gender is an analytical category that is socially constructed to differentiate the biological differences between the man and the woman. The term gender is also used to describe the differences in behavior between the men and women, which are described as masculine and feminine. Some theorists suggest that the biological differences between men and women result due to their mental and physical differences. Other theorists suggest that this biological difference between the men and the women are exaggerated. Feminist writings focus on this aspect and claim that these differences are not biological but are social constructions of the patriarchal society. Very easily, what is the difference between sex and gender has been elaborated and illustrated by one of the greatest feminist writers, Simone de Beauvoir, in her book The Second Sex, where she says that one is not born but rather becomes a woman. We will discuss about these topics and what we mean in detail about sex and gender in the later class. Thank you for today.